Welcome to the Alcohol-Free Marriage and More podcast, recorded live from the cornfields of Central Illinois. We're all about thriving marriages and living free from alcohol. Welcome to episode 108 for September 28th, 2025.
Well, hello there, children. Welcome back to another Alcohol-Free Marriage and More podcast. I am Matt, along with the always lovely Coach Amy. How are you, my love?
I'm excited.
She's psyched out of her mind, kids.
Because of my drink of the week.
Your drink of the week. Well, you got to pump your brakes with your drink of the week just for a hot second. It's been a busy weekend, busy day.
Busy weekend, busy day.
I know. You'd think, you get empty nest on, everybody's like, oh, you have all this free time, but then you fill it with other things. So it's not really, it's free time. You just do different things, I guess.
It's different.
It's still busy.
Been busy.
Still busy. But when you're not busy, kids.
Busy with things that we want to do.
True. That is also true.
Self-imposed, not kids' activities.
Last
like
weekend, our daughter was home, so we did things with her. The weekend
Yes,
before
and
that,
was
we were in
fun.
Chicago, and we were doing things with our son. So we've had the kid time. This is our time. The podcast with you people.
Podcast time.
Yes, and if you have some free time, don't forget to click those links below. You can get those Beyond Spirit, the 7 tips to start your AF journey. And you can also download our weekly marriage meeting guide that we use on the weekly.
We do. When we get off of this, we're gonna be doing the weekly marriage meeting.
Not to make it sound like work, but there's another thing I got to put on my to-do list.
But think of it this way: it helps just.
Isn't this our weekly marriage meeting right here?
Round out. This is a date, baby.
This is a date.
This is a date. I count this as part of our date, our connection.
Oh, our connection. So you don't want to connect by your experiment idea you had of let's tell everybody we're going to drink for 6 months and tell them how it goes.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I
just had a thought.
Let's
just do that. You know what? Everybody does this thing. Follow me this year while I let go of alcohol. Follow me, which I love all of those things. But I'm like, yeah, let me be really sarcastic. I have lived 5.5 years free. You're almost at 5. Let's go back to drinking. Let's see how we can completely systematically screw up our minds, bodies, and souls.
Well, and that's when you've kind of reached a different level, because when you bring something like that up, I was like, no, I'm like...
Your reaction was the best.
Well, part of me is morbidly curious, not for 6 months, but, what would happen? But I'm like, oh, that's an interesting experiment from a thought experiment standpoint. But from a wrecking your body, me pooping my brains out, sleeping like crap, the anxiety coming back, all the
anxiety.
I'm like, I'm not.
Here's the other one.
If you paid me, maybe, but not for free.
The other one, not being able to look at myself in the mirror. I hated doing that.
The inflammation, you get all bloated up again. Yeah. I'm like,
the weight gain. Oh, I can't wait to gain the weight.
Yeah, I'm like,
I love the empty calories.
Yeah, I'm like, I
love the anxiety. All of those things. All of those benefits.
If you put a video together like that, you'd probably get some views, but I feel like I don't want to do that.
I don't either. And it's funny because, you look back on retrospect and you think, if, give up alcohol for 30 days.
Right.
Well, let me just put it this way. I was never able to give up alcohol for 30 days.
Right.
I never was. I mean, people would say to me, hey, you know what? I'm just going to take a break. And that's really, one of the telltale signs of being a gray area drinker is that, you can quit for periods of time. Right. And I could, but I never could do a 30-day break until I did for the first time. But the reason I was able to do that 30-day break was because 30 days was overwhelming. I'm like, I can do 21 days. And that's how I started out. It's do 21 days. Then it was all right, well, I'm going to add a few more days on there. Let's do 30 days now. Okay, I'm going to try another 30 days. That's how I was able to, in my brain, justify.
But see, I wouldn't want to go 6 months of drinking and then have to start all that process.
Oh, my gosh.
Because it'd wreck your brain and you'd have to literally do that whole process all over again. It's
yeah. Oh, missed texts, phone calls made when I don't remember.
No.
Oh, those were the best. Russian roulette, never knowing what was going to happen.
I'm down with the idea of and I probably still won't, but we have our son's wedding. Maybe I'll have a glass of champagne to toast. But I'm the idea of going back full tilt into it. I'm oh no way, no.
Well, from people that I've worked with, usually it starts out with an occasion
Right.
that slips into another occasion comes up, and they're like, oh, well, I did okay with that. And then usually it ends up back to right where you were at. Right. And so with our experiment, we were just going to go full back in. Let's just do it.
Well, your suggested experiment. We weren't actually.
We're not going to.
We were. I don't think
it's not. We were not going to do it. I mean, I have far too many benefits. Plus, I'm a coach.
Well, right.
I don't think that would go over real well.
Not terribly well.
I don't think that would work.
Okay, well, we're not doing that. So let's do our drink of the week. That has nothing to do with alcohol. These are very. Typically, we do kind of cocktail, mocktail beers. This is very much a departure from that.
I would say mine is more could be like a mocktail.
Could be. I don't know what yours is, but share with what you've created.
It's the inspiration was a salted maple cold foam Dr. Pepper.
Right.
Diet Dr.
So kind of like
I think it was a Dr. Pepper.
Would have been, yeah, because they
it
do
was a full on
dirty Dr. Pepper is a thing. Like, I don't know much about it, but like you put cream in whatever. But yeah.
So I really wanted it because caffeine bothers me. So I was looking for caffeine-free Diet Dr. Pepper, which
is very hard to find.
Can't find it. So I went ahead and I said, let's just get some Olipop. And they have their Dr. Goodwin, which I don't even know I need to read the back and figure out where Dr. Goodwin came from.
Right. But he's a good doctor.
But apparently.
So you made your cold foam, but you didn't make it the way they say.
No, and they were like half and half. They were like 5 tablespoons of half and half, 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. That's 220 calories right there.
Just the maple syrup?
The maple syrup.
Yeah.
So I sat there, I'm like, okay, I want to see if I can create this. So we did the Diet Dr.
No, you just did Dr. Goodwin.
Dr. Goodwin Olipop.
Right.
And then I did half and half. And I only did, I think it was 3 tablespoons.
Of half and half.
Of half and half. And then I did a half a teaspoon of maple syrup.
And then a little salt.
And then just a little bit of Himalayan sea salt.
Did you do the...
Cold foamed it up.
Probably could have cold foamed it.
And I didn't use a whole can either.
No.
And I didn't use all of the...
And your verdict?
I really like it.
Well, there you go.
It's really good. Did you like it?
I thought it was good. I'm not a huge fan of
And I put cinnamon and not nutmeg.
I'll be honest. Dr. Goodwin doesn't quite hold up to Dr. Pepper. I mean, Dr. Pepper is its own thing. It's not bad. It works in what you're doing to it because you're modifying it anyway. But
I wanted it to be I will probably try to do the Diet Dr. Pepper.
And see.
But this was just a really it's just a nice little treat. I don't know what the calories are on it. I should probably do that.
You're doing better than the recipe called for.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, that alone. I think, and they did divide it into 2 little cups, but still.
And I think they cold foamed it a little harder. It was a little more foamy. Yours is kind of more cream, but it's okay. It works.
I didn't want half and half. I didn't want heavy whipping cream.
So you're not going to get the foam like you would.
No, I'm like half and half is fine for me.
On the other hand, I have a drink introduced to me by our daughter. Because we drink these Fairlife protein drinks. And Amy had found this company, and I won't mention any company names, but anyway, they had a protein coffee, instant coffee. I'm like, ooh.
And for me, within a week, I had extreme dietary
stomach issues.
Yes.
I had one drink in that afternoon, and I was like dying. I'm like, okay, throw that away.
He tried it
So
once.
I'd kind of given up on that, and then our daughter's like, hey, you take the protein drink and then you get instant coffee and you put a serving, whatever, a teaspoon of that into it and you mix it up in your protein.
It's like a tablespoon, isn't it?
Yeah. And it makes it doesn't cause you gastrointestinal digestion problems. And B, it does taste like a chocolate mocha thing.
It did. It was great. And it's 30 grams of protein.
And I don't die. So yeah.
And you don't die. No. You don't feel like you're going to blow up.
Yeah. So you get a little, you get your little caffeine in there. So it could be a breakfast drink or something. So definitely,
definitely for me. I had one and I made sure I drank it before noon.
So this is not caffeine-free coffee.
Neither is this one, which I guess it has less caffeine.
It has less, and you're drinking like half a can, so I think you're okay.
I'll probably drink the whole can though. So anyways, that was fun.
That was fun, Amy.
All right, Matt, what are you going to tell us?
What am I going to tell you? Well, I found a little booze news. I always look for booze news. You know me. And this struck. So we've talked about all those all the sales kind of dipping in alcohol and how people are consuming less and yada 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 yada. And the WHO is trying to continue the whole like alcohol is bad. And,
they're just saying if you haven't drank, don't drink,
Right.
don't start. I mean, it's kind of like smoking. Don't start.
Yeah, and we all know the cancer risks and all that good stuff. But now the alcohol lobby
Oh yes,
is taking on the WHO in a battle over the health impacts as sales slip.
pushback.
The industry aims to counter public health push because it's very reminiscent of tobacco. We try to say it's good for you. It's like, oh, it's not so good. Well, it's not that bad for you. And then they eventually lose.
And then it's your fault, the consumer, if you get addicted or if you get cancer or if you end up with having a stroke, any of those things. It's on you, the consumer, the user.
Amy, alcohol makers say the science is more complicated and shows drinking in moderation is a low risk. Somebody of this group, Julian somebody, the CEO of the International Alliance for Responsible Drinking.
International Alliance.
For responsible drinking. I'm like,
sounds like they've got a superpower there.
that sounds like a made up title for somebody my job is just to get people to drink. I mean, the Alliance for Responsible Drinking. Anyway, they told Reuters, whatever. The industry aims to Reuters, thank you. Aims to take back control of the alcohol debate, which means we want to tell people, no, it is not bad for you, is what they want.
Drink up. Vaping's good for you too. And please, that pack-a-day habit that you used to have, go ahead and start up. We'll join you with our going all back in drinking.
We're on drink and smoke.
Let's get all the toxins in our body.
But the story goes, well, just remember, we have to remember these are businesses. They're there to make money.
Yes.
So
they want to make money. It's just remember when you have that artificial dopamine that is hitting you, whether it is junk food, alcohol, social media, anything, any of these different things, follow the money.
And I'm not necessarily against lobbying groups, depending on what you're lobbying for, but when you're literally lobbying to make people drink more, like we need to drink more and responsible drinking, and like come on now. Like, I feel like we're getting to the point where the cigarette companies kind of tip the scales. Like you're getting hard to make a debate. But I think the thing is, just like cigarettes are still around, there's still countries where cigarette smoking is booming and they make billions of dollars, or millions at least. So maybe they start slipping in some markets, but yeah, they want to take back control of that conversation. Let you know alcohol isn't going to kill you, even though I found a report right above that one about all the different ways alcohol impacts lives and deaths from illness and health. And now there's a new study that just came out about alcohol's impact on dementia, which you obviously know about that too. So yeah.
It affects it? No,
yeah.
For the longest time they told patients to go ahead and have a glass of red wine.
Well, I had liver disease. My doctor told me I could drink still. So,
Exactly.
Take your medical advice with a grain of salt, kids.
Yeah. It'll calm your nerves.
But one thing, Amy, we know alcohol does is causes stress and anxiety and all those things.
Yes.
So talk to me a little bit about stress and anxiety and how I can help myself in this stress cycle.
Well, let's talk about regulating your nervous system. Alcohol really helps us with that. I mean, it helps us in a very bad way. I mean, temporarily, as we all know, when you have a glass of alcohol, wine, whatever, at the end of the day, it does relax you for about 20 minutes.
And I would say, not to interrupt, but it even more so does if you're a daily drinker, because your body's wanting the alcohol and you're a little stressed. So
and you're in that cycle.
Yes,
you're in a cycle. So
down.
anyways, I wanted to first off, why I'm bringing this up, because I've coached around this. That's what I've been doing, is helping people in the past with that, like giving them tools, but I didn't have it all put together.
Deal with stress or the stress of quitting?
just in general, like when I was working with clients and everything, it's like, here, let's do this. But when I just finished up about a month ago, I just completed Jolene Park's gray area drinking coach certification. And so this kind of tied it all in. And it's really about, when you're a gray area drinking coach, it's about providing accountability and resources to help that individual who is having a hard time regulating their nervous system. They're a gray area drinker.
Right.
And they need help regulating their nervous system because alcohol does such a good job. It's like, it's the easy button, as we've talked about. We're like, oh yeah.
Although I would argue alcohol is one step forward, two steps back in the long run. But yeah. But when you quit, you have no tool at all at that point.
Yeah. So I wanted to, first off, what is the official gray area drinking definition? What is a gray area drinker? It says a gray area drinker. This is Jolene's version. So gray area drinking is the space between every now and again drinking and in-stage drinking. And what is every now and again drinking, Matt?
I don't know, Amy.
Two or fewer drinks a week.
Oh, a week? Oh, I only read 2 or fewer. I thought it was a day.
It's very common in this category for drinkers to go weeks or months for, if you're in that every now and again. Go weeks, months. It's what we've talked about.
Yes.
My sister and Eric, they are the every now and again, the magical unicorn drinkers, as we called them.
Yes.
And then there's no emotion. They attach no emotion to alcohol. None.
They never gave it a job.
They don't care. They don't, they're like, oh yeah, okay, well, we'll do a toast. Great. My sister would do a toast and then she put her drink down and it would sit there all evening.
Right. They weren't drinking it for a purpose and goal.
And so then the other definition is in-stage drinking. And this is where we're up to people who are needing to do medical detox.
Right.
To get rid of it.
Which we weren't there. But we were definitely in the gray. Some of us were darker gray than others. But
So I also wanted to talk, what is a resource? A resource is something that's going to help regulate your nervous system. The resource can be anything from like grounding yourself, like my grounding sheets. I think maybe we talked about that.
There's a whole episode about that.
Yes, love that. But it can also be ING activities. So that could be walking, organizing, crafting. It can be anything really. It's getting you active. And then there's journaling, prayer and meditation, breath work, cold plunges, supplements. It can be, there's journal exercises. I know I just mentioned that. That's another thing that people can do. And those are the things that's what a resource is. So I will work with people, and a resource can also be like, hey, here's this book or here's this podcast. We're a resource.
But the nice thing is a resource can be not anything. It can be one of these things so that it can be something that works for you.
Yes.
It's not like you have to do this or
and
you have to do this.
Everybody is different. We have to figure out what works.
And some of that we've talked before just helps fill that time of when you used to sit around drinking. What do you do at that time? And that causes stress and makes you want to drink too. So if you're crafting or walking or doing something else, you're filling the time and occupying your brain.
Well, it's even like positive intelligence, like doing those exercises too.
PQ reps.
Mm-hmm. PQ reps, that can be a resource as well. So the reason so many of us drank was we were using it to self-regulate, self-medicate our nervous system. So what we have to do is start the practice of self-regulation by taking a break from alcohol. When you take a break from alcohol, like 30 days, 90 days, you're actually giving yourself the chance to learn how to regulate your nervous system.
Right.
Now, but you can do this also if you are drinking, but it is going to be a lot harder.
Well, I think that's the problem with like white knuckling is like you're not looking at any tools or ways to keep not drinking. You're just like, screw it, I'm just going to do things what I have, not drink, suffer, and then just start drinking again versus taking that time to look for ways to make the not drinking time more enjoyable and palatable instead of just, I'm going to white knuckle it just till I get to the end.
Yes.
And,
So I wanted to also talk about the stress cycle. And I'm going to give credit to Functional Balance, Inc., and to Jolene for this. This is the language that I found from them. Basically, a person feels unsafe. So the stress starts to come up in your body. It can be physical, it can be emotional, it can be spiritual, and it doesn't have to be real danger. Normally, it's not.
Right. Well, most anxiety is not.
It's not anxiety. Fear and anxiety. Fear is, oh my gosh, the lion is actually chasing me. Anxiety is, oh my gosh, I'm walking and is something going to happen to me? And I don't know.
Is that mountain lion going to get you, Amy, finally?
Yeah. So, or Matt. Okay. So this, obviously this isn't have to be real danger. It can be something your brain is perceiving as a threat. So then you start to have this physical tension come up. So it could be that you start feeling tightness in your shoulders, or you start to clench, or maybe you start to feel the that tense feeling in your chest, and maybe your breathing starts to become shallowed. I started to feel like, I'm starting to feel like antsy, and I'm coming out of my skin is one of the things I would say. So then your body sends these stress signals, the physical reactions in your body. It sends this message, and it's instant. It's not something that step 1 happens, step 2 happens, step 3 as you're walking through. No, this is all really quick. All of a sudden that tenseness or your breathing starts to change. Your brain is automatically going, oh my gosh, danger, danger. We have to go into protection mode.
Oh yeah, your brain wants to get back to how do we not feel this way?
Mm-hmm, exactly. You want to get back to homeostasis.
Right.
So that increased perception of threat, the brain hearing these signals doubles down, and it says, if my body feels this way, something must be wrong. And so this increases that sense of threat. And so then that loop starts you back that you're not feeling safe. And then next thing you know, you're like, oh my gosh, I got to do something. What's happening? Right. And then that's when usually this can be like, oh my gosh, just like you described it, Matt. All right. Oh man, I'm so stressed from my day. I'm so stressed. Okay. Well, what does your body? Oh, he's stressed. What's the thing that makes this work?
Yeah.
Let's go have a drink. And so you get into this automatic loop, and you just reach for something.
And then you start associating whatever that feeling was with alcohol fixing it. It's like, oh, when I feel like this, I have alcohol.
Yes. So your brain just is like, okay, this is time of the day. We're not feeling good. It's time to have alcohol.
Yeah.
It's like, let's have a drink. Or it could be food. Or it could be, I'm going to go and I'm going to sit here and scroll, or whatever it is. It could be porn. Those are the things. So this is where I'm going to try to say this. Who knows if I'm going to be able to say this, but it's breaking this cycle of nociceptive sensory data.
Sure, we'll go with that.
All right, so I'm just going to call this NSD.
Sounds good to me.
So what does this mean? It's simply the sensory input. It's things that these are things that we can associate not with pain. So we want to break the cycle with these actions. So it could be, so it can be things, these are the senses, things that we feel, see, hear, smell, taste, and those things that, they don't signal danger to us, depending on, that scenario. So it could be, all right, well, I'm going to go for a walk.
So look for activity, look for things that fall into that category that don't trigger those things.
Yes. And so your brain, so if you can do that, it can be touch. It can be like, I'm going to just, it's called, it's called havening, where you can just basically, you put one hand on each shoulder, and then you just gently touch yourself to calm yourself down.
Kind of like hugging yourself.
You can put your hand on your heart. This will release oxytocin. Put your hands on your heart like this, and then just deep breaths, inhaling and exhaling slowly. That is another thing to interrupt the stress loop.
Oxytocin, not to be confused with Oxycontin. A little different.
Exactly. So
why does that help, Amy?
So I'm going to so how do we break this stress? This step by step. You don't have this, Matt.
Oh,
I just did this really quick. Now, so how do we get this to work? I mean, that's basically what people are asking. How do I do this? How do I stop this? I'm in this loop.
I know it's broken. How do I fix this?
So one thing is, you have to do these practices throughout the day. So schedule yourself in, like, okay, I'm going to schedule like 5 minutes of breathing, where I'm just going to inhale and exhale slowly, and tying it in again with like creating tiny habits, atomic habits, tying it in like, okay, it's time for lunch. I'm going to go for a walk, or maybe I'm just going to sit and breathe.
How often am I supposed to do this?
I would do it. I mean, you can, I mean, honestly, when you're going to set this up, in order to get in touch with a dysregulated nervous system, you need to do it a lot.
Like every hour?
I would say every hour would be good. I have listened to a couple of podcasts where the therapists were actually saying, and I thought this was kind of crazy, like every 15 minutes.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, like to really get in touch with your body and the sensations in your body, because far too often, like me, I was not in touch with my sensations in my body. If
Right.
you were to tell me, Amy, you just need to calm down. You just need to do this. You need to do some breath work, or you need to do what?
Well, that's the worst thing you can tell somebody.
Like,
Just calm
I
down.
have no idea. So as soon as you start feeling unsafe or having that physical tension come up in your body, you need to start to notice. So we've got to start noticing, like, I'm starting to feel tenseness in my shoulders, like back in the back of my neck. Like if I start to do this, I'm like, all right, something's coming up. What is happening?
Or start set an alarm for every hour just
You-
to remind yourself
absolutely. To
think.
breathe.
Or just to think like, oh, wait, I am kind
And I'm aware. I love that. I love that, Matt. Telling yourself, I can feel the cycle starting and I can interrupt it. I can, and speaking that out loud, I can interrupt this.
Right.
Pausing. So I'm just going to do an example of with breath. So you're going to pause and you're going to breathe for 30 to 60 seconds by putting one hand on your chest or on your belly, and then taking 3 slow breaths in. You're going to inhale through your nose, and then you're going to exhale longer through your mouth. So, Matt, let's do it.
Oh, geez. This is great podcast content.
All right.
Breathing.
We're going to breathe.
We're gonna breathe on the podcast.
We're going to breathe. All right.
Okay.
So you're going to put your hand on your chest.
Okay.
I call this like kind of like a little, it's a high five or a heart hug. A heart hug.
Okay.
And so you're going to inhale.
Okay. Through
Right.
my mouth
Inhale.
and nose.
Inhale through your
Through
nose.
my nose.
Hold. And now exhale through your mouth.
Okay.
And then you're going to do that again. We're not going
What
to
I
do it
usually
on
do.
the air, but we're going to repeat that and keep doing that until you start to feel kind of this little bit of a letdown. And this signals safety to your nervous system.
Could I do any kind of rhythmic breathing, like box breathing?
Yes, absolutely. You can do people
Some sort
do
of
that.
controlled
You know, the
breathing.
other one that I have a couple of clients who really like, it's the VU breathing.
Oh, Lord. Don't do it. Yeah.
And you inhale in, and then it's kind
Because
of like
it's like-
humming. You go VU.
So you're playing a kazoo.
Well, what that does is that actually that gets your vagus nerve. It starts to massage your vagus nerve, which is the nerve that goes through all of your body and touches all of your organs, and it calms it down. And so this is just something you can try. There are things that you can do. Like I sent you a thing earlier today, and it's I will say you basically, your tongue is in your mouth.
Okay, yes. My tongue is always in my mouth. Good
Your
to know.
tongue that's
Okay.
in your mouth. That muscle actually is also attached to your vagus nerve. And so you stick your tongue out,
Okay.
and then you'll go to the right and to the left.
Like
and you'll
tongue
do
exercises?
that. You'll do that, having it go back and forth. No, outside of your mouth.
Okay.
No, here. All right.
Okay.
Now, when you do this, though, you need to, if you feel tense, you got to relax yourself. Relax your shoulders, and then go back and forth.
This is the weirdest thing. I hope you're watching this on YouTube because this is the dumbest thing I think I've done all day.
I'm so happy he keeps an open mind to these things, people.
I'm not okay.
But you do that for about 30 to 60 seconds, and some people will notice a change that you will become. There's one that you can do with your eyes, and I'll take you through that one, Matt,
later.
later.
Offline.
But these are things that it's creating this awareness that you're having to stop.
Well, get your brain in a different gear. Like you're focusing
So
on something completely different. Not what
breathing-
you're,
Yes, breathing works really well when you're doing this. And remember, as we've always said, this is an experiment. You're just seeing what comes up for you.
Some of these might work better at the office than others. I don't think I want to sit at the office
breathing obviously would work. But as I've even said, if you need to step away, like if you're, example, you're at a holiday party, those are going to be coming up. You start feeling stressed out, like, oh my gosh, this is the first time I've been at an event without alcohol. You start to feel tension coming up in your body. You know what? You excuse yourself, you go to the restroom, and then you can do some deep breathing, some exhales, calm yourself down, and then that's going to help you be able to make decisions that are informed instead of going offline. Your brain goes offline when you're dysregulated. You're like, I'll just take one.
Go back to what we know.
So, you want to not overthink it. And I want to encourage you, just like Matt said, choose something. Choose something that you can repeat. Do that for a week. And when you're doing it, write it down and go, okay, yeah, well, this is what I'm observing. Or maybe after a couple of days, you're like, yeah, this doesn't work. I don't like this. And I'm going to try something else. Okay, you know what? I'm going to go for a walk.
Right.
Walking works for me. Or I'm going to go and I'm going to organize.
Whatever, yeah.
And just being aware. It's being aware of those sensations that are coming up in your body and understanding that there is something I can do other than what I was doing, like having a drink. Does that make sense?
It does.
And then at the end of that, after you do this and you can redirect your mind, you want to celebrate it. And we've talked about this before. We want to celebrate that we didn't, that we broke the cycle. It's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that I did it. Those are things that when we celebrate that enforces, like, oh my gosh, I've done this. Right. This is good. So that's going to build.
Don't celebrate by opening a cocktail. Celebrate a different way.
Yeah. Don't celebrate like I used to with Weight Watchers. Okay, I lost all this weight.
Let's
go have some chocolate cake and have a big meal. No, I don't do that anymore.
No.
So really, the big thing is the reason this works is your awareness. You notice the cycle starting, you interrupt it, you're using your sensory data to calm your nervous system, you're redirecting, so you're guiding your mind and body towards safety instead of spiraling. And then finally, you're reinforcing this because you're celebrating the wins, and this is going to help you strengthen that new habit. So you're not going to be able to do this perfectly.
No. Definitely takes practice.
But it takes time. It takes time. It takes practice. And over time, you are going to learn that you are going to have other tools that you can use instead of reaching for a drink or reaching for food or whatever it is.
110%.
How is that, Matt?
That was amazing, Amy.
Did you like that?
I did. I didn't know I was going to be sticking my tongue out on the podcast today, but here we are. Leave it to Coach Amy to find. You should see her bedtime routine. It takes like a half hour and has lots of weird noises.
No, it doesn't. It does not. My morning routine.
Your morning routine does take
my evening routine is a little shorter, but
your morning routine is quite the.
But it is all about taking breaks throughout the day,
right? So
that you're, even when you have a busy day, you can take 5 minutes and go for a quick walk, or 5 minutes and do some stretching, or breathing exercises.
Well, even if you're not trying to quit drinking, these are all good things to do. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Matt.
You're welcome, Coach Amy.
So I think it's time for us to stretch.
Oh, Lord.
And stretch or whatever. Let's do some breath work. Let's do a cold plunge. We haven't done that for a while.
The dog is in here, so I'll say we can go on a WALK.
But not right now.
Dare not say the word.
It's too hot.
It is too hot.
Happy fall.
Yeah, that crisp 90-degree air out there. Mm-hmm. All right, kids. Well, that's it for us for this week on the Alcohol-Free Marriage and More podcast. If you want to reach out to Coach Amy, that's Amy at amyedwardscoaching.com.
We just switched that.
We did switch that. So you can still email her at amy@jointheotherSide.com too, so no worries there.
And you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook.
And TikTok.
Yeah.
Don't be too impressed.
Joy on the other side of alcohol. That one is staying.
There you go. That one, yeah, that's too hard to change that all.
Yeah, exactly.
One step at a time. right, kids, that's it for us for this week. Wishing you peace and love from the cornfields. We are out.